What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. Now, with this video, we are jumping into the next story arc of Batman with Batman issue 118. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with the Batman line, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's going to get you caught up on everything that has been happening with Future State, that has been happening with Fear State, that has led us up to this point where we are right now. Now, with this new story arc, Batman is leaving Gotham City. And for viewers of my channel, you know that this is something we actually just ended up covering in Batman the Detective, where Batman goes to Europe and he takes on Equilibrium. But this story is going to be taking him somewhere else. It's going to be taking him to the front doorsteps of Batman Incorporated. And so with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we pick up with this issue, we are picking up as Gotham City is currently celebrating the end of Fear State. Now, obviously for them, it's not Fear State, it's the end of Scarecrow's attack, it's the end of the Magistrate's hold over the city. This is the end of the Future State possibility. Gotham City survived. The Magistrate is gone. Scarecrow is now locked away in what they are calling Arkham Tower. But even with all of this, it does not stop criminals from going out and doing crime. And so while everyone else is celebrating, we have two guys trying to break into a building only to be caught by the Dark Knight. Because he doesn't even take a day off, not even when he should be celebrating, because this is his victory. When there is evil, when there are bad doers, when there are criminals afoot, Batman will be there to meet them. Now, these two guys, absolutely terrified, they go running. They run up to some cops and tell them, just arrest us, take us to jail. And Oracle, on comms with Batman, lets him know, I'm pretty sure that you enjoyed that. Like, you enjoyed watching those guys go screaming in fear at the very sight of Batman. But he tells Oracle that something is going on. Something feels off tonight, and I just can't pinpoint exactly what that is. And Oracle laughs at him, saying, you look around, you see the entire city celebrating, having a good time, and your immediate feelings is to get suspicious, telling him that Gotham City, it really has been through hell the last couple of years. But if one thing Gotham City knows how to do, they know how to party, telling Batman that maybe even he should take a night off. He has been extra busy lately with everything that has been going on. And it does mention Hugh Vile, aka Parasite, and we do have an issue of Detective Comics to cover that will bring his story arc to an end. We'll probably cover it later on this week, maybe next week, depending on when we can get to it with all the comics that I have on backlog right now. But Batman has been so busy and now he has nothing to do. He can't even train Ghostmaker because Ghostmaker and Clown Hunter are now working together. And because of that, they left town. Clown Hunter is now in the midst of his training with Ghostmaker, arguably one of the best fighters on the planet. But before they can even decide that they might take the night off, Oracle gets a notification that something is happening in the rich area of town. There is a billionaire's ball, and this ball has a theme. The theme being the villains of Gotham City. And so at this ball, everybody appears to be dressed up as a villain. Be it Riddler, Harley Quinn, anybody that you can think of, they are here. And as they approach this place, Batman recognizes that the mercenaries, they're probably also in costume. They'll probably arrive late. The mercenaries more than likely are already going to be here by the time Batman gets here. So the question is, what is he going to do? And the only thing he can do is improvise on the situation. Because when someone kills for a living, they walk different. And gunmetal makes a sound that gives it away versus a fake one. And so as he sits and he just watches all of them, seeing for one of them to make a mistake, maybe one of them to step out of line, that would make them seem like they might be a mercenary. But this is where we see Firefly coming in with a flamethrower, burning everything, saying that this is a robbery, that everyone needs to empty their bank accounts and they need to do it right freaking now. And so while the villains keep everything secure, the billionaires of Gotham City are about to get robbed, and they are being robbed by every single villain Gotham City has ever seen. All of them appearing to be working together for one of the biggest heists ever done in Gotham City. Though this is definitely not the first time that they have tried to rob billionaires in the city. And that's where we see Killer Croc jumps in, telling all of them enough, punching Firefly in the face, giving Two-Face one heck of a kick, punching Riddler right in his mouth. And this is where we see Firefly take that flamethrower and make Killer Croc a barbecued gator. And yes, I know that he is not an alligator, I did that for effect. But this is where we see Batman. Batman had come in and he had protected him. And this is where the real fight begins, with Joker coming in and making his move. Batman's able to block it, gives him a punch to the face. He's able to take down Firefly, but he learns very quickly that these individuals aren't the villains that he is used to. These individuals, they're all doing this for a skit. These are all, in fact, the billionaires dressed up as villains. They did this for entertainment. Really, that's what it is at the end of the day. They used Batman, they lured him here for entertainment. The richest, the most powerful, thinking that it's no big deal. We'll just bring Batman here. We'll all get punched in the face by him. It'll be super awesome, super cool. He'll give us some autographs and then he'll go about his day. He'll go about his business. And so while people try to give him autographs, while people surround him cheering, having a great time, partying it up, he throws down a smoke bomb and he gets the heck out of here. And to be honest, Batman, he's a little PO'd. He's mad that he didn't recognize this. And he's mad that he was used as some kind of form of entertainment for the rich. But more than anything, he is not used to people celebrating him. Because all of these people, they were enthralled to be in the presence of Batman. Everyone is loving him right now. He's been on the hate list for quite some time, but the fact that there's so many people out here celebrating who he is, this is something that he's just not accustomed to. And Oracle tells him, maybe you should take the night off. Maybe you should go do something, because what have you done after every big case? And the truth is, he usually would hang out with Alfred. He would hang out with one of his Robins. You know, for a small period of time, there was Catwoman. He would go and hang out with Superman. But the problem with all of this is that most of those people, they are either not here or they can't be there for him. And so for one of the first times in Batman's life, he really is truly feeling alone. Now Babs, she offers for him to come over and get some breakfast as the sun is rising and Nightwing is coming through the door. Nightwing saying, invite Bruce over so he can, enjoy some time over here in Bloodhaven, get him out of Gotham City for a little bit. But Batman lets them know that that is not going to happen, because Batman, he is seeing a blimp saying that Batman Incorporated, they have been arrested. Men of Bats, Batman of China, the Hood, all of them have been arrested. And they have been arrested for murder. And so Batman lets Oracle know that he is going dark for 48 hours. And that's what picks us up in Batanisha. I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably not saying that right. It's a small island in the South China Sea. And we're picking up with our detective going in and trying to figure out exactly what happened here. Trying to figure out if Batman Incorporated actually murdered somebody or if they are being framed for this. And while looking around this entire place, this is where Batman comes into play, letting her know not to touch some substance on the ground. Now at first she threatens to arrest Batman, but Batman says, do you want to solve this case or not? Like, I can help you out if you want to, or you can just keep on going about doing your thing. And she lets us know that the monster they killed, his name was the Abyss. And for the last year, he's been terrorizing this place, kidnapped at least 12 people right off of the street. People had been afraid of the night, and then Batman Incorporated flew in to save the day. But Batman Incorporated had turned themselves in after the detectives had discovered the body of the Abyss. Now, the detective, of course, she asked Batman, "Are you here to prove that they didn't do it or they were framed?" But that is the problem, because Batman, he knows that they didn't. They killed Abyss. And Batman can tell just by looking around for a few seconds. Dark Ranger, the Hood, Batman of China, Man of Bat, they're all heroes. So what turned them into killers? Now, all of these guys, they were influenced by Batman. Before they were Batman Inc., they were known as the Club of Heroes. Batman had teamed up with them from time to time, but they had disbanded, and he stopped keeping track of them for quite some time. The detective saying that one rich guy had sponsored them for some time. Batman saying yes, Bruce Wayne had sponsored them, but no longer has the funds to support their mission. But she corrects him, saying not that rich guy, talking about the other one who is currently walking down the steps. And this shadowed figure lets us know that after everything happened in Gotham City, someone had to pick up the slack where Bruce Wayne had not, bringing Batman Incorporated out of the darkness and into the light so they could truly help people and make the world a better place. And that shadowy figure is the one, the only Lex freaking Luthor, saying that he is only here to protect his investments, with him being the one to sponsor Batman Incorporated. The last thing he wants is those guys in jail. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, this isn't a bad issue, it's really just closing out our fear state and bringing us into this new story arc. And it's actually quite interesting because in Superman Son of Kal-El, we just had Lex Luthor introduced back into the fold as well. With him being introduced because he's now out of jail, he bought a new building in Metropolis, and it appears that he's trying to work with Jonathan Kent now that Superman is out of the picture out on Warworld. But we know that he is going to be working with President Bendix in some aspect of doing the Rising, as he calls it. Now, we don't really know what the Rising is yet, but now that we see he is with Batman Incorporated, he is using them, what appears to be, he's using them as mercenaries. We're gonna have to see how all of this unfolds as time goes on. But Lex Luthor, he is definitely playing at a bigger game, and I am 100% on board to see where that game goes. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button. Hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.